Good morning, everybody. What's up? I am Ali Love. I'm here with my PIT partner in tennis, Nick McCarville. It is the warm-up day 6. It is Saturday. Nick, I am feeling the weekend, baby.
I love it. It's Labor Day weekend, Ali. This is the holiday weekend for all of you Americans. And Ali, I know that you love Saturday for pancakes. So are there pancakes just off camera? Are you taking bites between takes?
Not in between takes, but what I do is I don't work on Saturday, Nick, honestly, so I'm just showing up for you today. I'm doing you a favor by being here, and then Saturday, I'm going to indulge in some pancakes in a couple hours. That's how it's going down.
I love that. I usually do like a sleep in on a Saturday morning, go for a morning stroll, get a coffee, and maybe just sit down and take the day in. But with the US Open, there's lots of tennis to be watched today too.
Yes, before we take the day in, let's look at the day before. So Nick, you're gonna give us the rundown, and because you're normally so good at this, folks, what's gonna happen is Nick's gonna give the rundown and I'm just gonna give you the breakdown. Get to the nitty gritty. All right, Nick, go for it. Here we go. Preview is on, baby.
Let's do it. Last night actually ended this morning when Borna Coric saved 6 match points. This one was crazy, Ali, down 5-1 in the 4th set to Stefanos Tsitsipas. Coric rallied back to win the 4th set 7-5 and then went all the way to a tiebreak in the 5th. This was really dramatic stuff for Coric, who was able to come through and upset the top 4 seed. Tsitsipas was not able to get over the finish line. He tweeted after that it was one of the saddest, but also one of the funniest moments because he just could not comprehend what had happened. But huge victory early this morning, late last night for Borna Coric.
So basically what Nick said is he beat Tsitsipas. It was 1:10. We were all sleeping at 1:10 a.m. And now on to the next preview.
Earlier in the day, Ali, it was Naomi Osaka, drama-filled in this match. 3 sets, taking on 18-year-old Marta Kostyuk, who stole the 2nd set against Osaka and had a 2-1 lead in the 3rd set before she called a medical timeout to retape her ankle. Ali, that proved to be kind of a fatal move for Kostyuk. Osaka reset her game. She didn't lose another game in this match. And she said that she's scared to see just how good Kostyuk is going to be in the future. But on this day, it was Osaka who was moving on.
So basically, Nick, what I heard you say, Osaka had a tough match, bossed up and won. Love it.
Yeah, she bossed up indeed. It was a boss of a match to follow. Shapovalov and Taylor Fritz. 5 sets seesaw. This was an absolute roller coaster. Taylor Fritz played blazing tennis to take a 2-1 lead. And actually, Ali, he led 5-2 in the 4th set. But again, this has been a theme this US Open. You've got to win that last point in tennis. He was not able to do that in this match. Didn't have a match point, but Shapovalov wins that 4th set in a tiebreak. And then he is able to come through in the 5th set. It's the first time that Shapo, the young Canadian, is through to the 4th round of any major since he had his breakthrough run here in 2017.
So basically, word on the street, Shapovalov had a lot of fastballs coming at him. He returned a few of them and enough to win.
Yes,
right,
precisely, exactly. And in the evening session, Novak Djokovic, no trouble with Jan-Lennard Struff. We thought maybe his serve would give him trouble. It did not. And Petra Kvitova came through against Jessie Pegula on Arthur Ashe Stadium. So those top seeds looking in fine form from day 5.
So basically, machines will be machines. When you're at the top, you know how it works. You're well-oiled and you win. I got it. We're good on the preview.
Totally. It was a big day 5, and obviously we're excited for 3rd round matches to come today.
Well, let's keep looking back before we move ahead, Nick, because we got some Ali's rallies now. So now this is my chance to break it down. I'm going to give you my best, Nick, here. So the first shot, which is fun, I have to say this is one of my favorite rallies so far because it's a surprise for Cameron Norrie. He delivers into the body of Alejandro Davidovich Fokina. Davidovich Fokina somehow catches the ball while doing a jeté. As you see, that is a ballet term for a graceful leap. At least that's what it looks like to me. And Davidovich goes on to win this match in 4 sets. Next up, Nick, we have Novak Djokovic and Jan-Lennard Struff. Now, this one is so fun. As you see, when the play starts, Struff is just dancing all over the court here.
Yeah, amazing back and forth here, Ali. You're seeing the athleticism from both of these players. I love this from Struff, able to track down this ball with a crazy tweener. And then the net post, actually, the net cord helps him out. Novak Djokovic there for that little pancake scoop off the court. Look at this from Struff. And then Novak just, boop, I got that, no problem.
Next up, we have a little bit of a tiebreak here with Sasha Zverev and Adrian Mannarino. Now, Mannarino loves, and then Zverev hits, as you see, once he starts moving into that backcourt. Just for fun, the play gets a little interesting. He hits it between the legs, a little tweener. This is what makes tennis fun for me. It's just some of that levity that we see in the game. Zverev loses the point, but he wins the match in 4 sets. All right, speaking of Zverev, Nick, I heard that there's some kind of tennis insider joke that you have information on. What's up with that?
Yeah, Ali, so this has been a running joke in tennis for a little bit because essentially when he's not playing a match, Sasha Zverev is shirtless. And so Blair Henley, who's a colleague of ours, she asked him on court about this, and they had a little bit of fun with this. He said basically he's made fun of by the other players on tour for always not wearing his shirt. But he said he's worked really hard to put on the muscle that he has. And actually in Europe, they don't call it a six-pack, they call it a chocolate bar. And so he said he feels like he has a chocolate bar now in his abs. He's proud of that. He took it all in fun. But I loved that exchange between Blair and between Sasha.
Now we have our players loving the sweet life. And what I mean by this, you can see in this image here where the players are around Arthur Ashe Stadium. Now the purpose of this is for each player to find a place to relax, to prep, to really get in their zone. And of course, just again, to watch other folks play tennis. It's incredible how we've been able to use that space to really make it home for these top tier players.
It's really a who's who of tennis and where they're living. It's like the Arthur Ashe Stadium apartment complex. And which apartment are you in? I absolutely love this.
So normally, Nick, these would be private or corporate suites where the players are, again, relaxing, they're prepping, they're watching other folks play. But now we've made it their own where they can just sit there and be themselves. Next up, we have, Stefanos Tsitsipas. He's no longer in the tournament as of last night, like you mentioned, Nick, 5.5 hours with Torres. He leaves us with a feel-good story, though. Like many of us have blankies and stuffed animals, and we probably have them now, even as we're adults. But Tsitsipas talks about his love for his towel. His towel is known as his toy. When he was 3 or 4 years old, he would carry it around with him everywhere. The towel resembles something special in his life, is what he says. So with the new changes in safety protocols, Nick, around tennis, players have to fetch their own towels. So in the case of Tsitsipas, he might not have found his way to the finals, but he's definitely found his love in towels.
Aw, I love that. A feel-good story. Hopefully took a couple of those US Open embroidered towels home as keepsakes with him, Ali. And let's go ahead and move into our big story. And that involves, well, it did at least involve Tsitsipas and the youth movement. Who's Got Next in tennis has essentially turned into Who's Got Now. We have got 7 men 21 and under into the 3rd round for the first time at the US Open in 12 years, since 2008. Look at some of these baby-faced stars that we know so well now, Ali. But right now in tennis, we're seeing a shift. You've got young guns like Iga Swiatek, Katie McNally, Donna Vekic, Amanda Anisimova, Sofia Kenin. She's already a major champion. They're looking to make their mark on the women's side. We talk about the men as well. This tournament has been talked about, Ali, as the one that could really change someone's career. We don't have all the top stars, but these younger players are taking advantage of the situation. Now, we do have the familiar names with Serena and Djokovic, but the youth movement is really heating up. I'm going to give you 2 of my favorites. One is Swiatek. She's a Polish player. She plays all-court tennis. She's a former Wimbledon junior champ. And then I can't not shout out Felix Auger-Aliassime. He's going to try to follow up that big win over Andy Murray in the 2nd round. A lot of people up north are very excited about FAA.
All right, Nick, I may not be wearing sleeves today, but I definitely have something up these sleeves for you because we're going to do some childhood photos of some of our favorite players. Your job is to guess. All of you fans, put on your thinking caps. You have 5 seconds. I'll join in on the game. We have about 12 or so. Nick, let's get into it and have some fun. Ready?
I love this. The stars before they were stars. Ooh, I think that's Frances Tiafoe, right?
Yes, I think you got it. And at the end, it's going to show the name. It's Frances Tiafoe.
Who do we got next?
Oh.
Okay. I'm not sure. Jen Brady.
Jennifer Brady, bringing the game even at that young age.
Oh, I think that's the Zverev brothers. Come on, Misha and Sasha.
Is it? Yeah. Look, you're so good at this. Nick knows all the history of tennis. This is just
Canadian
a cute baby photo. Canadian.
flag.
Is it Milos Raonic?
Oh, I think it's Dennis. That's
it's
it.
Pospisil.
Anything is.
Pospisil. Venus Williams.
Younger.
Coco.
These are hard. Oh, there's my boy. That's Felix Auger-Aliassime, isn't it?
Look at you. You're just going through this. All of you fans out there that are doing this with Nick, I'm pretty sure you're probably guessing better than me.
Oh, Ali, who is this? Tsitsipas, is it?
That doesn't look like him. Who? Oh gosh, who's this?
I
Do you
know this photo. This is Shelby Rogers when she was a ball girl in Charleston. Who is that? Is that Leila Annie Fernandez? Oh, that's
Madison Keys. I was gonna go Maddie Keys, but since I messed up Coco and Venus.
Oh, this one.
Naomi Osaka.
Yeah,
I got
Ali,
one.
there you go.
Somebody
Come on,
clap for me.
Ali.
Someone clap.
Come
You know
through,
what?
Ali.
Thank you.
Oh, Ali, guess who this is? Look at that
Is that
face.
you, Nick?
Yes,
that
it is,
you?
baby.
This is too. Oh.
Oh, come on, strike that
Wait.
pose. Let's see it.
This. Still, that is totally an Ali love moment. Yeah, standing next to my mom and my dad and my sissy. But it's so funny because Nick, we often talk about how you love tennis and you know tennis. The fact that you go back to the archives and Nick can name all of these players in their younger years really shows the depth of knowledge. So
Okay,
I
but
appreciate you winning this.
No, but I will say, and by the way, you got Naomi Osaka, well done. You could probably do this with all of the NBA players because you know their faces so well. So that's the world that I'm living in. And I just love seeing these stars before they were stars. It's so cool to see that these are young kids who had a dream, who wanted to play tennis, who grew up anywhere in the world. And now we're talking about them as they are global superstars. That could be any kid around the world right now. It's just fun to look back at those photos.
It could be your kid watching. Why don't you take the Twitter and show us your future star, your future US Open star watching some US Open tennis. All you gotta do is hashtag US Open at US Open on Twitter. I'd love to get into these baby moments. Again, we'll let the heartstrings feel good moment. Now, before we leave you, we wanna leave you with some Nick's picks. Nick, I know you got something up your sleeve as we move into day 6. What's going on?
Well, you could say that Sloane Stephens was baby-faced when she beat Serena Williams in 2013 at the Australian Open, and Saturday afternoon of Labor Day weekend has always meant blockbuster tennis at the US Open. And I think we'd all like to watch this in 4D. It's Serena versus Sloane, episode 7. And somehow, Ali, it's their first meeting in 5 years. Serena leads their head-to-head 5-1. I mentioned that 2013 victory in Australia for Sloane. But she said impressed, Serena did the other day, that she remembers that loss. Serena never forgets a loss, by the way, and that she really is going to have to bring her best tennis. I think of note for me is that neither player has dropped a set yet this tournament, but Sloane has looked in imperious form so far, though as I've noted in the warm-up, I never ever will count Serena Williams out. So I think we could be in for a really good blockbuster match. Really excited for this one, Ali.
Me too. I am so ready, Nick, for this one.
Okay, I'm also excited. This is a little under the radar, but we've been talking about the up-and-coming players, the youth movement. We've got a 24-year-old against a 21-year-old in Casper Ruud taking on Matteo Berrettini. We haven't talked enough about the Italian Berrettini, who was a breakout semifinalist here last year and has one of the most lethal forehands in tennis. At 24, he's the number 6 seed. And if he gets to the quarterfinals, that projected quarterfinal, he could take on Daniil Medvedev. Now, today he's got Norway's Casper Ruud. He's only 21, and he's been climbing that proverbial tennis ladder that we've been talking about. He's the highest-ranked Norwegian tennis player in decades. Actually, the previous player to get as high as he has, Ali, was his father, Christian, who is his coach. And actually, watch out for this one because Rafael Nadal has become a mentor for Casper Ruud. I'm guessing they're WhatsApping a little bit, and Casper Ruud leads this head-to-head 1-0. So that's my attempt at a little bit of a tennis hipster pick. But Ali, what do you got for today?
I was actually going to say that, Nick. I was like, are you coming onto the hipster side, trying to be cool? So for my hipster pick, I'm going to keep it real cool. I'm going to go Martin Fucsovics and Frances Tiafoe. These two have met. This will be the third time. This one will be interesting because Fucsovics has taken it the last 2 times they've met. However, the young American Tiafoe is really exciting to watch. He has it when he's in his groove. He has a really strong dynamic forehand and backhand, something a little unorthodox to see because he puts massive amount of power even with that slightly abbreviated backswing. On the other hand, the Hungarian strength lies in his ability to literally go the distance. We talk a lot about speed and endurance. Fucsovics has that. And so if they go the distance, I mean, Fucsovics can run and chase down balls all day long to keep rallies going. Not to mention, these two gents are good friends and frequent practice partners. Tiafoe notes that Fucsovics is an underrated player on the tour, and he puts guys in uncomfortable situations and can go crazy. So I look forward to a good, competitive, friendly. I think it's going to be a Saturday, day 6 match, and it's going to be a physical one.
Yeah, and friends off court, obviously, but they're going to be enemies on it, obviously, today. I'm really looking forward to that. And we've got a chock-a-block schedule of play. You can go to usopen.org to check out all the matches.
All right, well, that is enough for us at the warm-up because the games are afoot and we're going to have some fun today. It is Saturday. Make sure, again, you show us your U.S. Open future stars. You continue to have that conversation and dialogue on social, #US Open, @US Open. Nick and I had a lovely Saturday morning sharing it with you. This will be one of 2 Saturdays. Now, next up, Nick, pancakes and tennis. Are you down? Let's go do this.
I mean, I was going to say, you're off to go get pancakes, right? Can you send me some? Is that possible? Can we do Uber Eats pancakes?
Absolutely. Anything for you because I showed up on a Saturday just for you. All right,
Yes,
folks, that's
yes, you
the
did.
warm-up. That's the warm-up. We will see you. Let's get into the games.